Postman, city, hood, click. Let's go.
Flow on this one, I'ma have to let it go on this one. Hood Postman, I'ma lock the door on this one. Putting in that labor and it's so intensive. Trying to change the game, gotta be inventive. It's all about sacrifice, but it's so expensive. And when I touch the pen, man, my soul get pensive. They telling all these stories, but they soul ain't in it. They laughing to the bank, but they so on interest. And we just so different. Turning all our foes to friendships. Turning all our foes to kinships. Cause it's all about the family. We fighting this insanity, dealing with calamity. Under canopies, I'm thinking about peace, but they telling me it's a fantasy. On the other hand, we ain't never had an upper hand, so I understand that it's all about humanity. Putting truth in these lines, while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray with y'all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is going to send you big. Lock the door.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is always going to send you a bill. All spaces are filled. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goon. I am Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click that notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below so when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's a person at 15. Welcome to the Mailroom. You come in and take a look at your mind, examine what's in your heart. Before they had handguns, they had hand gods. Man up, man up. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lies, but you come right here and get the truth. Get on the bus and allow me to take you to school. This is not a glamorization or glorification. There's always an education. Education is best. Education is best applied when it's served in a righteous way, with genuine concern for the growth and the overall betterment of the community. We want better outcomes in our communities. That's what it is. Get it. Let's go. Guys, listen, I'm going to talk a little bit about my family today, but I'm going to get into this jail story too, because I just want guys to show you the difference sometimes how we are reared. We're not raised chickens and animals and goats and stuff and ducks and they're raised, but we are reared. And the reason why we're reared because we're special because we're the best of creation. So we're reared, okay, and educated, and we taught and we learn right from wrong and so on and so forth. But what's problematic often is that Black people suffer from post-traumatic slavery disease. And they crave aesthetic attention. Aesthetic attention is like when someone's a willingness to allow one's feelings to resonate with objects, things, and materialism. We tend to get caught up with that consumerism. So we have to find a way to break through those things and get past those and become a greater community, each and one another, and treat each other better. When I was growing up, guys, I had a mom and a dad, very, very impactful, very significant, played a pivotal role in my rearing, okay, and also in my siblings, my brothers, right? I have all brothers, I have no sisters. And one of the things my dad did was like, he was really, really hands-on. He was in there for baseball, football, whatever we want to do, he was there. Of course, he was a military man, so he had a military mindset. He was a airborne ranger, and so he had a very, very, he was a very, very disciplined man, and he believed in calisthenics and 800 moving out and all that type of language. So what happens is that being that he was so hands-on, guys, we learned how to fish, we learned how to hunt, We learned how to till the land. We had gardens, and we used to go to grandma and grandma's house, and where we had goats and cows and horses and chickens and turkeys and fields of fruits and vegetables. So we learned how to do everything we needed to do in order to survive. We just and was done with a great admiration and love. Of course, I've shot rabbits, quail, pheasants. I learned how to shoot a shotgun at 10 years, 10, maybe 11, 12 years old. Let me not get too young with that. Maybe about 12 years old when they put the gun in my hand. And I used to go out. We used to sleep out go outside of Blue Ridge and go up on Sequoia National Forest outside of Porterville and stuff like Visalia, all those different places. They even had wild boar up around Blue Ridge going closer to Fresno. So I learned how to field strip a snake, a rabbit. We used to go crabbing, and my father had this truck. We used to go dune buggying up in the Dominguez Hills. We did a lot. We went to Disneyland. I don't know how many times. Knoxbury, how many times? So what I'm telling you all this, guys. I had a really, really nice middle class upbringing. It wasn't stagnated. It wasn't defined by property. It wasn't defined by the lack of. Now, were there choices that I made later on as started becoming an adult that didn't necessarily sit well with my parents and go along with what they pre-programmed into me? No, it didn't, because here's the thing. We start running into these things what we call the gang culture, right? And the gang culture created this hatred. And sometimes hatred, you can't mask it because it's born in the heart and not in the head. It's born in the heart and not in the head. And sometimes, depending on the rearing of who you was raised by, right? Reared by, actually, your parents, it plays a significant impact on you, right? And in terms of how you see things. Like I knew Sag, his mom and dad. I knew the Hartfield's mother, Mama Hartfield and Daddy. I knew Gangster's mother and father, Mr. Turner and Mama Helen. I knew all my homeboys. We all knew each other's parents, and our parents can check us when they saw us out there doing stuff. So we had a different type of bringing up versus somebody that's brought up in maybe an impoverished community that has lower desires and lower type of thinking, and everything is like a grab, like everything is desperate. So there was no desperation in my lifestyle or in that thing. So, but here's the thing: it doesn't matter, guys, what anyone think or say about you. What matters ultimately is what you think about yourself, and that's what counts. Anything else is just a narrow version of a limited mind. A narrow version of a limited mind. So I had to tell you guys this because I don't want you guys to think that I would linger on or I take anything that's said on the internet that's personal, because I met most of the people on the internet. I met them on a bowl and a roll. A bowl and a roll. And that's quite simple. That means that I don't really know too much about them and they don't know too much about me. So we can make assumptions and opinions, and we might gather information from other individuals, say things that may not necessarily be the whole truth about who a person or who their character is, right? So I try not to delve too much into that because it's not right when you think about it. It's just not right. So my story today, guys, is like, it's about county jail, right? Here comes the content. Now this is kind of funny because when I first started going into the county jail, guys, the county jail was like the most scariest place I ever encountered, because I'm talking about the top of 79, maybe the lower part. I had to be 7980. I'm gonna just stick right there, 7980. And when I went into it for the very first time, I was scared because I didn't know what to anticipate, what to expect, and what was going on. So I ran into this cat, right? And he was trying to give me a rundown on it because we was in court. He was trying to give me the rundown because I kind of halfway knew him, and he was telling me what to do and how to, go through. Give me the whole spiel, right? So I'm listening to him. I'm like, okay, cool. So when I get there, he tells me to go to the pill module. He said, because if you go to the pill module, you have action that stay in the Central County Jail. That way your people come see you, your girlfriends or whatever. That means, because other than that, they're going to ship you out the wayside. So I didn't want to put any more difficulty on anybody for whatever dumb or stupid mistake that I made. I didn't want to put no difficulty. So I tried to stay within the Central County Jail, in which I did. I went to the pill module. So when I get to the pill module, right, they send me through a cell, right? And I don't know these characters at this time. It's Doc Holliday, this cat named Tracy out of 30, this other guy named Choo Choo, I think his name was Cornell Gradehouse. I don't know what happened to most of these guys, but I remember their name. And a guy named British Mark. But the one guy that was there that I knew for the city was a guy named Steel Bill. Steel Bill. They used to say Steel Bill from Boot Hill and Will Kill. That was Steel Bill's mantra, right? So I'm like, okay, Steel Bill up in here. I know who Steel Bill is. I don't know who these other guys is, right? So I'm in this cell, right? The first day I'm in there, they have what was called a commissary. They should come on these little carts, right? And they'd be in the hallway and you go out there and purchase all your stuff, right? And go back to your cell, right? So let me tell you how I got to the pill module first. I get to the pill module because I told them I was on phenobarbital. I had seizures or whatever. I'm just following this script because the guy gave me the script. So I don't know no better. So I filed a script with the people there, the medical people. So they asked me a couple of questions. Obviously, I must have asked them correctly. So now they come in their pill call. They bringing me this little pill. So I'm like pretending like I'm take it, but I take the pill and pass it to the other cat named Tracy. Maybe he could do something with it. I don't know, So anyway, so we go into these commissaries, right? We get all these goods. So Tracy and Doc, they come back. They get the Schick under-arm deodorants. They build what is called a bomb. They take some toilet paper, right, and wrap it all up, and light it. Then they take the deodorant part out the Schick container. They use the plastic. They put it in the fire, and they start twisting it. I'm watching this stuff happen, right? Twist it, and then they draw it out. The thing stretched out about that long, I guess, maybe about that long. And then they start taking on the concrete with some soap or something and sharpen it. And they looked up at me. And I'm looking. I'm like, so the going cat said, man, them is bone crushers. I was like, bone crushers. I'm thinking to myself, what are they gonna do with that? So now I'm really tripping, right? But I can't show that I'm tripping. I got to, at least pretend like I know what the heck is going on. I'm the youngster out the bunch. All these dudes is older than me that I'm in this cell with. I don't know that they don't put me in the cell with a bunch of devils. I'm talking about these dudes is like well seasoned with this jail stuff. So what happened, they started Tracy, Doc, and the other guy, Still Bill, my homie, they would leave out the cell. And I don't know how they would get out the unit and they would roam around the county jail and they was robbing people and hitting them on other floors. And then they would make it back and they would make it back to the cell and they throw a bunch of stuff in the cell into me and tell me to hide it. Here, hide this, youngster. I take it and tuck it up under a pillow or something, under a mattress, right? Bam. I do all that. I'm tucking it. They keep doing it. So I'm thinking to myself, man, these big rolls is crazy. Never seen nothing like it, because again, my first time in jail. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what it is to be part of this nonsense that's unfolded right in front of my eyes. Shout out to King Mike Mark. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to Marlon Williams. Shout out to Compy Girl. Shout out to everybody, Dominique, everybody that's joining. I appreciate you, Keith. I hope you guys appreciate this story. Monique Hill, what's happening? So I'm in this situation, like I'm in this bind. Really, it's a bind to me because I'm nervous. I'm like a preacher in a crap game, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So when they go out and they bring all this here, youngster, take this stuff and tuck it, right? So it could have been about a day or two. They go out, they like these dudes is really going out doing licks in the county jail. How you doing? You first of all, you in jail for robbery or something of that nature. But now you gonna go outside the cell and commit more robberies inside the jailhouse? And I just don't. I just did that. Just didn't resonate with me. I'm sorry, it just didn't. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out of jail, and these dudes is figuring out how to stay in jail. That's the way I'm receiving. That's the way it's coming across to me. Like they just want to stay in jail. So a couple of days later, man, it's about I don't know how many sheriffs come down. They come all, you could hear them coming, like running down to the, because they had just ran back because they used to put the shoe in the gate, and the gate wouldn't close all the way, and they'd be able to bump it back open. That's how they was getting out. They was rigging the cell door where you can get out, in and out. And if the police didn't come down and check it, they wouldn't know that the gate was still open. So that was another thing that just showed me how to rig the gate, bump it back open. So I'm watching all this stuff, right? So when they go out and they hit some licks, they was hitting licks on white boys and Hispanics, right, during this time. And they come back down. So I hear all the keys and stuff taken. I'm thinking to myself, oh, so this can't be good. That's what I'm thinking. Man, them people come in there and whooped everybody that's sick. They whooped everybody in that cell, man. I'm sitting up there looking like the mumps or lumps off of Dick Tracy or somebody. I'm talking about, man, I got knots from head to toe, man, and I ain't done nothing. Not one single thing. All I did was come in there. My original case for even being there was just only traffic tickets. So you can imagine the predicament I'm in now that I'm confronted with these hardcore individuals, and they doing what they doing, and they showing me some stuff and about how to survive, I guess how to survive and how Jailhouse plays out. Man, I was like, wow. Anyway, they come in there and whoop everybody, drag them out, try to get people to tell and all this stuff, you know what I mean? And everybody held, because I'm so scared, I don't know what to do. So I definitely ain't finna say nothing, not nothing, right? So anyway, long story short, man, they finally moved them cats out, and then because during that time, they were staying there long enough where they go to the pen. So slowly but sure enough, they start sending them dudes to the pen. And of course, I was in there for 90 days only. So I didn't get to see exactly what happened to all of them, but I saw a couple of them catch the chain and leave. And I eventually went home. But that was just, fascinating to me to even witness, be a part of that. And I hadn't even thought about that story because I was thinking about how the county jail was and how it is today. I don't know how it is today, but back then, man, that was a treacherous place. So playing into all that, right, I get this guy, his name is Creole from, this is my second time back, Creole from Imperial Courts. So me and Creole get the card deck. Creole hit the card deck. He showed me what a little dot is on the card deck. So we playing blackjack. We got all these guys in there playing blackjack. We whooping them on the blackjack because we know the cards are marked. They don't know the cards is marked. This is all Jailhouse education, guys. I'm just giving it to you how it rolled out and how I frame it in my mind. And I'm playing this. So next I see this guy. His name was John. So John come walking to, okay, guys, and he's here. Sylvester the Eye Tester. He called himself Sylvester the Eye Tester. I know him from throwing 3-card Monte. Him and Baptiste and a couple of other people. They was known for riding on at the time, RTD. They would get on Long Beach Boulevard by Pet Boys and ride it all the way downtown to LA, and occasionally ride it down to Venice Beach, and they would throw the card. catch the red card if you can. So he comes in. So John recruits me to be his wingman on the three. It's all jailhouse stuff, right? Now, in my mind, I got to know that, man, is this some stuff I'm gonna be able to use later on in life, or this is just jailhouse stuff or jailhouse survival? And it was just, jailhouse survival, and it just went on. And each time I went back, I learned something new about how to survive in jail and how to not wind up in situations and circumstances that can get out of control. I was in there with Jamaican Raj from Front Hood. So me and Jamaican Raj, they put us in 44, which was next to 43, 4400. It had the catwalk, and they had some cats up in there gambling too. So I had already peeked them. I said, they got the same game. They trying to run something down there. So I peek it, right? I tell Jamaican Raj, I said, look, Raj, you want to gamble with these dudes? I'm gonna watch your back, but listen, homie, when we hit them, let's get on. Don't do nothing else with them, because I see something going on with them. They keep huddling up and whispering something ain't right. So we, at that time, let me put this part in there too. Booker T from Fire Dukes Broadway was working in the kitchen right there. So Booker T we come through there. Booker T hit us with a bunch of meat or some chicken or something. We come back, we sell chicken and meat, sandwiches as well. And we break Booker T off, and everything was straight. That's how we getting money, So we go down there and gamble with these cats who was out of the bottoms, right? And they get their gamble. So I tell Jamaican Raj, I said, Raj, listen, man, don't go down there. Whatever you do, don't go gamble with. Don't let them dudes talk you into gamble with them by yourself. So he don't listen to me. He don't listen. I'm down in the cell. I'm asleep, right? Next thing I know, he come down there tapping. Hey, Mel, come here, Mel. Come on, man. They got me. So I get up, jump up, run down there. The dudes ain't there. They don't creeped out. The dude that he thought that did it wasn't even on that road. It was like he pulled another one of them Tracy and Cornell and Doc Holliday moves where they were just traveling from floor to floor, setting up games and stuff, and again they get you in the game, and then they robbed you. They robbed Jamaican Raj, socked him up, gave him a big old eye. So they take us out of there. They sent us to Wayside South. I think that was the orange, where you wear the orange jumpsuit, because there was North, South, Max, and Super Max, and the green was the minimum, right? I had been the minimum over there. Morris Stein, Show Dog, Poop Dog, rest in peace, from 11-8, and the big guy from Craig Munson. That's the first time I meet Craig Munson. Big Craig Munson sitting there on Monster Swole, right? So me and Morstein and Raw Dog and Show Dog and Poop Dog, we all there kicking it. And then that's when Sniper from Kitchen come up there. While me and Sniper from Kitchen already having a relationship, I just, defused that situation. But anyway, these situations used to just, man, pan out right before you. So going back to Jamaican Raj, we at the orange Wayside South. So we run into the dudes that did it. By this time, we got the whole Compton. It's like the Compton card. We deep. Every time we went to Compton, the hub and the dub, when we go together, baby. So when them dudes won right there at 4,400, they lost in Wayside South, man. We beat the brakes up off the dudes. Man. And, I don't know. I don't know if Jamaican Raj probably felt better about whooping that butt, but I think he would have felt much better if he would have had his money back. That's what I believe. So I don't know. But anyway, shout out to Jamaican Raj. He remember that stuff. So, yeah, we ran into him at Wayside South. So it was ironic, but that's how that county jail system worked. And a dude told me, right? I get on the bus one day, and I talk crazy to these dudes, right? Super crazy. because I'm young, I'm young, I'm foolish, and I don't have no real direction at that time. I'm just, running wild. Because when you're young, that's how you like a wild turkey. You don't really have no, you don't really dial into yourself until later on, until you start reading and you start educating yourself and you start retooling yourself and rethinking. In other words, redesign, free yourself from ancestral trauma, uh, uh, um, and cultivate space and manage soul lessons, and then you start putting things for your abundance to flow, and being thankful for it all. So once that start happening, then you re-centralize yourself. You do something different than what you did prior. And sometimes I know sometimes people really don't understand that part, because they want you to be this person that was in 72, 73, 74. But as the years roll by, you begin to see things differently for various reasons. Education, um, um, making money, or having resources and different things, and supporting your family, and you just start doing things and looking at things different. You don't keep that main, because I see people sometimes, right? They'll be still dressed like they still in the 70s, looking like Flip Wilson or Grady from Red Fox or something. That's how they dress. And I'm like, wow. So when you see it, that's a mindset right there. They stuck in either the 70s or the 80s, looking like Raj off of what's happening. So you don't get caught up in that. You try to just be progressive and move forward, and not be, shout out to the BAM, not be caught up in that set of circumstances. BAM know I'm talking about. Jamaican Raj. Yeah, they got Jamaican Raj, man. We was in 4400. They gave Jamaican Raj a big eye. But anyway, so Bam know this jail stuff a little bit more than me, because he's had a longer commitment than I have, and he knows what I'm saying is very right. I forgot about British Mark. British Mark was a guy. He was a Belizean guy, but I think he came to the United States by the way of British, so that's why they call him British Mark. He was out the 30s too. But I don't know whatever happened to them guys like Tracy and Cornell Gradehouse Choo Choo. I don't know. I never did, after that time, I never did see him again. But they was like, gave me my first lessons in county jail etiquette, and how to keep your mouth shut, and how to just, cool. Because like I say, the homie Steel Bill was right there. So it built up a lot of confidence that I had Steel Bill right there, because Bill was one of those guys. He would tell you, Steel Bill from Boot Hill, and I will kill. That's just what he is. When you die, you don't know you're dead. It's only difficult for those it's only difficult for everyone else. And the same thing when you're stupid. It's only difficult for everybody else, You just don't realize it, right? But anyway, I don't want to get too carried away with the jokes. What's up, Aldridge? What's up? There's a skinhead with the YA channel. He just briefly went back to the LJJ. He claims it's now very soft in compared to the past. Yeah, I could believe that, bro. I'm talking about, bro, coming back to Creole, right? We was in the county jail before we got shipped out. We would wake up at night, like, say for instance, they put us in an overflow. Like 95% full, 94, 93, all that's full, all the rows are full. They will put you like in a day room in an overflow. So me and Creole would get up about 1 or 2 o'clock at night and creep. We would creep thieving. Bop, 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 bop. Dude had the money sack laying over to the side. Take the razor, cop that. Let me get that. Tuck that. Catch a couple of them. They be and that money sack will fall out from under their shirt or down from under their underwear, and it'll be hanging to the side. Once you see that, you just take the razor and clip it off, tuck that. So when they wake up everybody for court call, man, them people was not happy. Now they checking, now the candy gone, they checking, they looking, they don't know who to blame, because it's about 100, 200 people in this overflow spot. It's like I guess it's like a day room. Yeah, it's a day room. So money seen, money gone. Point seen, money seen, money point gone. Point gone, right? Point seen, money gone. That's what it is. So I'm just telling you how ruthless this was and how cunning and swift and this thinking you had to have. You had to have that criminal mind to go in there to even initiate some of this stuff. And then you had to have heart too. Because you in there with all these different people from various places and various walks of life, and they from different hoods. Now to be waking up creep thief, and you think everybody may be asleep, but somebody may not be sleeping. They might have saw you. It was just a chance we took. But but thank God I did some. Cash Jones, what's up with my little homie? What's up, Cash Jones? So thank God I changed my frame of thinking. I changed my way of thoughts, and I changed my behavior, and I started doing things different. And I didn't get caught up in that and remain in that space, But I tell you guys, that county jail wasn't no joke. That LA County jail, I don't think the LA County jail, there was probably no other jail like it, just in my opinion. I heard things about that Cook County down there in Chicago. I heard things about it, but I don't know how to compare it to LA County because I've never been there. White boys used to, yeah, they used to get, the white boys used to catch it, bro. They used to catch it. I used to feel bad for them. They used to catch it both. And Hispanics would give it to them, and the blacks would give it to them. They would catch the blues. And that was the first time I saw the Brick City, Rikers Island. Yeah, I noticed that. There you go. That's another place, Then I forget about that one, but yeah, you're right. That's another place because Riker Island is really huge. It's a huge jail system like LA County and Chicago, both of them. So a lot can happen to an individual in those places. There would be times when you go down there to, they used to give off number 7 bath cars, right? And the number 7 bath car was like, you just went to court. They sent you to county jail, but the county jail like, man, we ain't housing this dude. We gonna turn him around and send him back out, man. You be sitting in one of them with them tumblers, with the little cells with the tumblers, man. You be sitting there for 24 hours or 2 days eating them old county jail sandwiches. Them dry sandwiches, boy. Just like biting on a piece of cactus out the desert or something. Yeah, so interesting stuff, none the least. But if you ever went to the county jail back in the 70s and the early 80s, oh, that was some rock'em and sock'em robot going on up in there. I went in there with Big Rebo. I've been there with Bitter Dog Bruno. Let's see. I wasn't there with Big Dog Bruno, but I know he was going through there at the time because he was like he was just like always a turnaround state and some stuff, just a lot of different people you would see, especially when you ran into dudes that were older. I ran into cats that was older than me, and thankful that they was able to show me something and show me how to keep my head out of certain situations and circumstances. I was there with Willie Gaither. Me and Willie Gaither was together before. Out of Long Beach, shout out to him. Willie Gaither, he got there. I seen Willie Gaither. This guy came in there. Remember, they used to let you keep the shoes, right? So the guy coming in, he has on some flotions, some hard bottoms. Willie Gaither said, "Man, let me buy them shoes." And the dude like, "Huh?" And Willie Gaither paid him for the shoes. Willie Gaither took the shoes and tore out the bottom. And when he tore out the bottom, right in the middle of the shoe was like a flat. And both shoes, and Willie Gaither made 2 flats. I seen that happen. Made 2 flats right there. Just that quick. I'm like, wow. I'm like, man, I would have never thought of that. But had I not seen it, I wouldn't have never believed it. But seeing is believing, right? So, but some of these guys was tooled up that way and bred it that way to where they knew what to do once they get there. They didn't waste no time. They didn't worry about rolling out no bedroll or eating no candy bar. They went right to work. Armed themselves. They armed themselves first because they knew that melees and jump offs and situations occur within a snap. Within a snap. It didn't take no time for it to happen. And a lot of times those situations jumped off at 95, 94, 93, 900 in the 9,000 floor. They jumped off like that all the time. And Big Rebo was one of the ones that we was up in 90, I think 95. And he had a whole section in the back cordoned off. But when you come through the door, the way Big Rebo had it structured, you see everybody that come in. You see everybody that come in. So the whites was to the left and the Mexicans to the right. But Big Rebo was in the center to where they can handle either way. But he kept an eye on that door to see what come in. Brother come to that door, Big Rebo pull up to the back. And Big Rebo, I don't know if he was under paperwork or not, but he sure acted like it. The way he was setting things up and how he was talking to people, and it was like a military advancement and setting up how we gonna get out if something pop off. He was just educating younger brothers, on how to just be ready for certain things. Let's see. Let me see. First funk white boys in the prison was called a Crip jacket him, and he came to the pen and bust. Yeah. See, and that happened. So and going back to what I was saying, I was talking crazy to them dudes on the bus, and I ran into them in the pen. But the dude, my homies was so deep. He didn't want no problem, but I saw him look. When I saw him look, he locked on me. I said, "Oh, that's that dude that was on the bus." I was out of pocket. For real. I was out of pocket because I'm gonna whoop on somebody? He handcuffed, I'm handcuffed. It ain't like we could get out these cuffs. I mean, at that time you probably could if because they still start taking the cuffs off and moving and getting down on the bus, but it really didn't make no sense as I thought about it. So, but what I did do is run into my homie. And then by my homie being older, he knew exactly how to put the thing together and say, look, man, we're gonna confront dude, and if he wanna get down, you gotta get down. I said, all right, let's go. So we went over there, we confronted, he didn't want to get down because he already knew he was really very, very outnumbered. As far as numbers, as far as blue and red, he was outnumbered when it came to that. So he went on and let it go. So my homies just told him, man, you sure just done? And he said, yeah, it's done, But I did apologize. I apologized to the guy, which I should have did. Nat Turner. He never under paperwork. Monster Cody said Rebo was there. Okay. Oh, he said Rebo was never under paperwork, and Rebo was either monster, and said Rebo belonged to an old group called the Black Coats. Oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah, I didn't know, bro. I just know he was like, he sure was acting like it. Based on what I knew about it, it's just his movement and the things he was saying. It was like you would have said, okay, he must be one of them, That's how you would put it. You wouldn't know whether it was CCO or what you saying, the Black Coats or the Blue Notes or Blue Magic or whatever. You didn't know that, or BGF even. You just know that's what that was, just by his behavior. Yeah, that's just what that is, guys. And just, sometimes we share these stories, and I don't like to share the stories where they gonna, just, I'm gonna tell something that's gonna reflect somebody in an ill way. Yeah, what's that, Mike? Marlena? What's going on? Remember for 4 months, right on, Marlena? Right on, Marlena. What's up, Stan? What's up? Yeah, so when you run into these guys, you have a great deal of respect for them, because they taught you something. They showed you the ropes. You know, when I first met Bitter Dog Bruno, uh, there was a situation with another guy, right? But then as I got to know him, I really like, man, I like this dude. You know what I mean? And I started moving closer to him, and we became good friends. And then him, Bitter Dog Bruno, Red Dog, King Nee, and sometimes Rebo, they would be at my sister-in-law's house. Because my sister-in-law used to do hair. And she did Bitter Dog Bruno. She did the get Shirley Temple curls, right? Bitter Dog Bruno went to sleep, and he woke up. He got up, but the curls stayed in the bed with the curl. He was mad. She cooked his hair too long with that whatever that stuff was. What is it called? Perm, right? Because at that time, Bitter Dog Bruno, Red Dog, King Nee, and it could have been Paul too, Frosty. They was all going to Hollywood. They was all getting their pimpo. You know, they would change their persona. They was dressing in cheese, wearing the maxi coat with the furs around them and all that stuff. So that was another aspect of how the Crippin evolved and how it took on another face in terms of money. You know, even Mac Thomas used to be over there. My homie Dembo, my homie Curtis, my homie Taco, and their sister Marnette. They stayed on Mac Dibbit. So Mac Thomas, Lee Thomas, Alandis Thomas, and there was one more, Melvin Thomas. They used to be over at their house. They was cousins. So that's how we used to see Mac Thomas and Lil Lee and all. And Lee was a beast. Used to stay over there because the thing about being over there where Oaks Park was, guys, and I'm outside the jail right now because I'm coming to the neighborhood. I'm just giving you scenarios, right? Is that was the closest you were going to get to the opposition, if you get what I'm saying. So if you in Oaks Park, and the only street that's dividing you really from where they at is at that time was Pearl Street, because that's where Pearl Avenue, Blackstone, Piru was which created by Malcolm Joseph Lau Thomas, which is bartender, and his brother Malcolm, and all the other cats that were involved in there. I ain't gonna say their names because they all doing something wonderful and amazing at this time. So I don't, because they belong to city council and different stuff. I ain't gonna say their names. But anyway, when they created, that was the street, right? So, and that was just a rock throw from where the Crips were at, right? So a lot of like Pee Wee Taylor, even Marcellus, all the cats at the Red House, and Bruno and LC and Half Pint Bruno, Vamp, Catnip, Head Honcho, and all these different people used to be like over there in that vicinity because that was the closest Crip neighborhood to them. You know, and sometimes that's how those challenges, because during the Christmas parade, that's when the big fights used to happen. It wasn't no shooting, it was just big fights. Christmas parade, man, I remember this. Everybody will meet up downtown Compton. And it'd be a big old melee. I remember one year that's when they still had the storefronts. People was getting tossed through bottoms up, Jack's over there, and Woody's sporting goods getting thrown through the window. It was just people fighting all in Wilson Park right there, because Wilson Park sat right there between the Alameda tracks and Compton Boulevard, and the parade used to come that way. The parade would come that way, and I think it would end at Luthers Park. Yeah, it would end at Luthers Park. So yeah, so a lot of stuff happened. So during those times, that's how you met a lot of people, though. You met all the Compton Crips, or if you went to the Grandies or the Sheriff Capri, or you was over in Oaks Park or at the Red House, or you was always in the front, over there with the Front Brothers, or over there with LaSalle and them in the pocket. So a lot of these places is where a lot of these people that's my age, Bam age, and older, that's where they convene. If it was a party, everybody would congregate at those parties. And not necessarily looking to do anything, but it was just a camaraderie. It was just a come together. It was just a party for everybody to come chill. And occasionally somebody would show up and it'd be a disruption. Oh, big OG cutes, right? They it would disrupt that whole circumstance. Shout out to OG Cutes, one of the founders of the Black Coats. Shout out to OG Cutes, man. Cutes, man. Cutes go way back. I hear Marcellus talk about Cutes and his brother Rusty and Lucky all the time. So, shout out to Cutes. And Cutes probably I don't know if he know that, but yeah, Marcellus had a lot of respect for them. A lot of respect. He's told me on many occasions, because me and Marcellus, we talk like all the time, and we get pretty deep on this history. And and sometimes people tell history to toot their own whistle. I don't toot my whistle. It's not about me. It's about those guys, those pillars, those articles, those guys that laid the foundation, those guys that put down the concrete, spread it out, made sure it was solid and dried it up. Melly Mel, you show on YouTube that you can be successful without drama. And that's the great point right there, Keith, because here's the thing. You can only do that. There's occasions where you're going to have disagreements, but here's the thing, guys. It's not personal. I don't get into my feelings because somebody who don't know me says something, or they trying to hurt my feelings because they hurt, right? They need to say something that's going to, offend me, but it don't offend me. It's just that I just know that, it's sometimes people get caught up in a narrow understanding of what life is about. And hatred is sometimes it's something you can't mask. It's something you can't mask, and it's born in the heart and not in the head. So when somebody really have hatred, that stuff comes from their heart. You understand? And that comes from every area. That don't matter. You can be a Kiwi, a Damu, or Paru, or Hoover. Everybody is raised differently. So it starts in the home, whatever love and attention and attentiveness and harmony and peace that was being spread in that home, it tends to just rub off on you. And then you go out in life and you share that what you learn in your home with other individuals. But if you lived in a home where everything was doggy dog, catty cat, and you knifing through everything is an argument, you fighting and scratching for food and all that stuff, those are some pretty harsh circumstances right there. And I can understand why some people might, see things differently than I do, because I come from a place that was loving embrace. Bam, he come from that. He had a mom and dad. A lot of us did, but some of us wasn't that lucky. So I always think about this, guys. Where would you be without the breath? Have you ever thought about that? In other words, what breathes you? What would you breathe without that? You'd be dead, of course, because again, when you die, you don't know you dead. It's only difficult for those who everyone else. It's only difficult for everyone else. It's not difficult for you because you're dead. You don't know anything. And the same thing is when you're stupid. It's only difficult for everyone else, So you try to be a better version of yourself. You try to not be offensive to anyone and discredit anyone and let everybody say their piece. Everybody got a right to say whatever they want to say. And just hopefully it works out. That's just what I believe. I could be wrong still. I could still be wrong about that. But, for me to get up on this airway and speak to you guys and be able to do it for a whole hour, and I don't have no type of script or any of that stuff, and be able to day in and day out still come in and say what I say. Some days I may talk about games. Some days I may talk about life. Some days I might talk about religion. Some days I might talk about politics. So it's a mix and match to me, and sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. And sometimes you just got to go back and start an old scrap with somebody. Start a scrap and get the algorithms going. And there's that part, that's part of it too, So, it is what it is, guys. I just have fun with it and hope you guys have fun with it. and hopefully nobody gets offended by it all. Because here's the thing: we all black people, and we all come from the same, virtually almost the same set of circumstances when it comes to community resources, police brutality, critical thinking, education, the lack of. It's not. You got to really, really retool and re-educate yourself in order to get the truth. Sometimes you got to just sit down and take the lies out first before you can replace it back with the truth. Let's see, lies there, banner, comments. Trying to get oh, there we go. I was trying to see what the comments were. Very factual, Professor. Lions time, baby. What's going on, Lions? I mean, do anybody have any disagreements or think they could say something better, or just having a different opinion? What I'm saying, there's a link in the chat. If you think you want to say something, just grab that link and jump right in. Let's discuss it. I'm about discussion. I'm about having dialogue. I'm about having open dialogue where everybody can discuss their own ideas and opinions. And a lot of times, just don't tell me what you feel. Tell me what you know. Don't tell me what you feel. Tell me what you know. Like I say, we were reared, man. And just think, man, Big Rebo, man. Big Rebo had a big old personality, bro. I love that dude. He had a big personality. And it's unfortunate that all those people from all that side of town, we no longer have a open line of communication. Well, the older people still do, but the younger people, they just don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to talk to one another, and everybody's trying to one-up each other, when we all the same people, going to the same thing, going over the same bumps in the road, the same potholes they pass by, the same ones you pass by, the same social conditions that they subjected to, you are subjected to. And yet we still find divides. We still find things to discard our own individual ideologies. We still can't come to a common place where we say, man, you know what, man, let's come together, man. Respectfully, where we keep it. Yeah. Get those. It's a messed up world we live in. Yeah. That's one way of looking at it, James. That's one. But how did it get that way? How did it get that way? Who made it that way? See, because you know what? One of the beautiful things my mother and father did, right, is that they don't subject us to a religion. So religion often gives people a crutch to lean on. And when I'm saying this, don't you religious people take it wrong. It's like they use it to be forgiven for something they did. What happened to responsibility and accountability for your actions and deeds? Don't bail out on it based on religion, because that may not be the way. That may not even be the truth. But somebody has passed that down for you, because here's the thing. The same religion that the Ku Klux Klan believe in is the same religion that most of these black pastors and preachers and bishops believe in. Same one. So I don't know how that equates. I don't know how you justify that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't resonate. So what I'm telling you guys is that my parents made us accountable for our actions. We were accountable. We just couldn't bail out based on forgive me for I've sinned, I guess that's just something, I don't know, maybe that's just a ritual, that's a rite, that's what they do in Catholicism. I've been in many chats, and I gotta say, this is the most unified chat I know of. No cap, man. I appreciate that, man, because I want you guys to get something from it. I want it to be tangible. I want it to be vibrant. I want it to be lively. That's what I want. I want it to be. I want it to increase in intellect, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, while our hearts get purified, right? And likewise, let our entry be by gate and truth and honor, and likewise, let our exit be by gate and truth and honor. And once we do that, bro, we really, we don't set it in chorus. We set the chorus because words are powerful and they do manifest the physical. But you have to believe that. You can't get caught up in all the stuff that, that some holy guy or some holy book or somebody that's enough for you to be okay. Nah, there are many boomerangs in life, There are many, and your action, words, and deeds will actually come back with astounding accuracy. And it's like a rubber band, you can only stretch it so far before it come back, pop, and pop you in the face. I'm gonna keep saying that. Because that's just the truth. Let me check this phone, make sure nobody send me no message. Okay, all good. No messages. Everything's good. Okay, good. Yeah, to keep that. I appreciate that, though, man. I appreciate that. That's where we should be, and always my chat, my phone is ready, available. If anybody wants to send me a message over there, I don't know the number right now, but yeah. Also, I'm available on TikTok. I'm available on Facebook, and I'm available on Instagram. The Hood Postman on Instagram, the Hood Postman on TikTok, and I'm Melly Gibson, MELLYGIPSON on Facebook. Those are lines of communication. Anybody you may not want to iron out your disagreement with me on YouTube. You might want to send me a message. Say, hey, Mel, man, I don't think you said something right. Because I can be corrected, bro. I'm not so high up on my horse to where I can't be corrected. And sometimes I have to, catch myself and bring it back, reel it back in, and think about all those lessons I got from my dad. I got from my mom. When we were kids, my dad would take all me and my brothers. Huey Johnson, what's up? Oh, some good black reader books to read, man. There's so many, bro. Right now, I'm reading An Ancient Generation. Go look that up. An Ancient Generation. Go look at it. And talk about the sociometry of today's temperature. The sociometry is how people are captivated and moved by aesthetics. They're overly concerned with what likes and who likes them and who's looking at them. So a lot of our sisters and a lot of these women that's on there, now you even got the white girls on there. They coming out with these large buttocks, the big lips and the big boobies, and they jumping out there too, man. So it's not just black women. I see countless of Hispanics women walking around with big old boom boom booties. Look like bungles back there. Look like a couple of midgets back there boxing. I've seen Asian women doing the same. So now I was just looking. I think I sent it to Marlena. I did send it to you, Marlena. But the Asians, they're offering $75,000 for black men to go to Japan and impregnate women. I'm gonna try to find the link for y'all. And I'm gonna give it to y'all because I know some of y'all want to go. They look a mess. I'm not going, but if y'all want me to do the research and find out how you link it up, I will do it. Just let me know. Send me a message. But I know some of y'all want to go over there and just for the fun of it, Send me the link. Mike Mark say send me the link. I think I sent it to Marlena, Mike. So check with Marlena. Help him out, Marlena. Yeah, we sending King Mike to Japan. We gonna get rid of him. He could be grumpy cuz over there in Japan. You got my ticket? Just playing. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Japan is paying 70, and they giving their women over there 100,000 to if they get pregnant, and they giving them like they giving them stipends for every month to cover all expenses, all medical, all food and stuff. Yeah, so it's going on, and it's not just Japan. I'm reading that also Spain, Thailand, China, all these different countries are not, they're not making enough babies to take care of the population. So they're aging out. They got a lot of old people, but no young people. That's what's happening in China right now as we speak. China is a dinosaur that's dying, bro, because they have this large population of old people. But if you don't have enough old young people to put back into the economy and keep everything turning and going, then you can't take care of your old people. So they might have to start eliminating people. That's how serious that is. Yeah, so that's a serious situation. That is a serious situation right there. So yeah, King Mike, I'm gonna send you the link, bro. Question, do you think we were better with the Dr. King, Dr. King living and Malcolm X living? One was Sword and the other one was the Shield. I truly believe so, right? Because you got to understand that Martin Luther King, when he said he went to the mountaintop, right, and he saw the promised land, what he was referring to, a lot of people don't know, was a place called Mount Weather. Go look it up. It's in the Behold the Pale White Horse, right? There's a place called Mount Weather. Mount Weather is up around Colorado. It's like one of the biggest military facilities. It is the biggest military facility in the world, and is a safe haven for the top rich political and rich people. It's a shelter for them. If it all go bad, that's where they all gonna go, and we're gonna be left out here to fend for ourselves. It's called Mount Weather. So when he saw that, he had to rethink about what he was doing in terms of bringing everybody to this thing that where he wanted everybody to live together. You know, when we actually we should have kept our own bus companies, our own cab companies, our own dry cleaners, our own laundry mats, our own lawyers, doctors, and everything. We should have just stayed on it. But he wanted immigration. So when he done that, you know, he realized, and one of the things that's ultimately what got him assassinated, because you got Andrew Young, Jesse Jackson, shut your mouth, Jesse Jackson, who stole Rainbow Coalition from the other brother out of Fred Hampton. Jesse Jackson stole that idea, Rainbow Coalition. He stole that from Fred Hampton. So it's a lot associated with these individuals. Ralph Abernathy, all them individuals sold Dr. King out, just like the individuals that sold Malcolm X out. If the Nation of Islam was what it is said it to be, and what it is, and how it's been functioning, just think about it. The Black Panther Party is no longer around. Why? Because the Black Panther Party really was about that life. The SLA, Sinhalese Liberation Army, is no longer around, because they really about that life. When you see like the Nation of Islam, and you see like the US organizations and the Rainbow Coalitions that Jesse Jackson stole from Fred Hampton, when you see those things still around, it's because they're in compliance. They're in compliance. Right now, the Nation of Islam is in bed with L. Ron Hubbard, Sinetics. They're in bed with Sinetics, bro. Believe it or not. Because Sinetics, the Church of Scientology, has just a ton of money, billions and billions, right? The Nation of Islam have a big membership. The Church of Scientology don't have the membership. So what they did was sign up with sign up the Nation of Islam. Now they can prove to the government their membership, but at the same time, Nation of Islam needed money, so because they have abused a lot of the money, they have abused it, right? And it's all of this stuff become pyramid schemes. Everything, it's all a pyramid scheme. Just know that fact. So that they need money, so they formed a partnership. So now they're reading Scientology literature. It's being taught in the Nation of Islam. So don't, again, back to why I put up what's behind the appearance is the reality. So always there's going to be an appearance of something, but behind there is going to look behind there. It's just like watching The Wizard of Oz. When the dog Toto discovered the little feeble old man back there pulling all the gadgets and the big dragons of steam and all this stuff was popping out, they realized it was only a little feeble human that was making himself seem bigger than life. So what's behind the appearance is the reality. So that's what you had to dig into. So this, Google that or get that book. The Black Man Handbook is another one. The Black Man Handbook. Michelle Williams, The New Jim Crow is another one. Let's see. What is the other ones I've read? That Naeem Akbar, Community of Self, and Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery. And go get a Sister Cesar Ali, Are You Still a Slave? Get that book, and in the back of the book, once you finish reading, it has a quiz that you could take, and you can realize whether you're Michelle Alexander. There you go. Thank you. You can take the quiz, and it'll let you know if you're a slave or you have slave mentality. So I think that's an interesting book. I think all Black people should take the test. And at least you'll know where you at, and then you know what you need to correct. So Shahaza Ali, Are You Still a Slave? In the back of the book, it has a test that way you could take, and then it'll let you know that whether you have a slave mentality or not. A lot of people have slave mentalities and don't even realize they have one. So a lot to cover. A lot to cover. Makes sense. Look at Rizza Islam. Yeah, you got to look at that, man. Rizza be talking fast and all that stuff. They both he be talking fast and he be talking some stuff, but at the end of the day, moolah. That ain't that price, brother. Let's see. She was just saying, OG Bam, they both couldn't exist together at the top together. One should have taken a back seat. I don't know. I think two things can be true. But you're right. We're so divided. We have Crips and Bloods. We have GDs and BDs. We have Hebrew Israelites. We have Nation of Islam. We have Christians, Moore Science Temple. We have all these different divides, bro. All these things divide us. Everybody else don't have that in their culture. Only us. Yeah, Michelle Alexander. Rob, what's up, man? What's my take on Nuri Muhammad? He's part of it, babe. He's part of it. He talks well. He speaks really well. He speaks highly. He says some things that are important, true enough, but still, you got to see what he's connected to, why he's piping the way he's piping. You got to look at everything. Cold and chilling, sir. You got to see everything that they're connected to, bro. Tony Muhammad, all them people, man. They look good. What's behind the appearance is the reality. There's some things I know about them. I don't know if I talked about it, but maybe I'll break it down one day, guys, because I was with the Nation of Islam. I'm talking about that faction of the Nation of Islam that was actually in the life. How I know? Because I was the guy putting it together for them. It was a big old secret, you know what I mean? But, you know, maybe I'll talk about it one day. I don't know. You know, I know one of the things I feel comfortable about, the guy that was head of the guy, the Captain Shahid, he's passed away now. So maybe I'll talk about it one day. But anyway, he was part of it, Captain Shahid. Shady business, boy. Shady business. And all he wanted to talk about was the brotherhood. The brotherhood. Okay. How you going to talk about the brotherhood and we got 10 of these things sitting on the table, bro? That don't make no sense to me. Yeah. You know, I had fun. I just had fun with it, Gerald. I didn't get personal. I mean, you know, I took some personal shots at him, but I didn't let what he said about me because he don't know me. You know, he don't know me. I ran into him one time at a Walmart out in Rialto. That was it. You know, that's the gist of me and him, his relationship. But he has called me on the phone a lot of times and told me a lot of different stuff. So, you know, and I don't know if he know if I forgot it or he think I forgot it or no, it's just much more I could have said, but I won't say it. I'll just leave it like that. Yes, that's it. Yep, that's it. Captain Shahid. He the one that told me. He said when he ordered his hamburger, he said, brother, how you order when you go to the food? I said, well, maybe I please. He said, brother, you begging. You begging. He said, brother, you say, I'll take a hamburger because I just might take it. You remember? Yeah, that Captain Shahid was something else, man. I'm telling you, man, he's something else. Rob Media, what's going on, man? You're right. We all need to come together and get something action done. Yeah, I believe that. One real leader can make a huge difference. But that's our problem, though, Rob Moses. How do we get these people to stop following trends and follow leadership? Because think about it. Most of these guys that following hip-hop trends in hip-hop, they following Clubhouse. You know, they like being over there. Because even when I was interviewing the Hebrew Israelite, he was such a Clubhouse guy. It was coming out in his behavior on YouTube. That ain't what we do on YouTube, bro. We don't argue. We don't over talk each other or get extra loud and you know and think that because we doing that somehow that give us the best position or the best speaking position. You know, I tell you, man, there's a lot of misogyny and degradation and social pointing fingers. I'm a social commentator, so I look at these things and I examine it. But once again, it come back to the sociometer of what today's temperature is like. Go get the book. It's called An Anxious Generation. Anxious Generation. I can't remember the author's name at this point, but it's called An Anxious Generation. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll come up and read that, and you can better understand this social media. You can better understand what's playing out over the internet and where it's going. And what your position should be or what you should be thinking about in the age of social media. Because social media is here. There's a lot of people in my age group terrified of the internet. They still walking around with khakis and long sleeve penalties on. When you see those guys, they won't have nothing to do with the internet. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But the internet is only a tool. It can be used for good or evil. It's your choice. All spaces are full, whether good or bad. But you get to choose what space you want to be in, you know. But the game is going to send you a bill. Yep, the game is going to send. Well, anyway, guys, I've been on here a whole hour running up y'all time, you know, chopping it up. Peace and blessings to everyone again. Remember to increase yourself in intellect, wisdom, and knowledge, understanding. Purify your heart and purify your mind. And let your entry be by the gate in truth and honor. Likewise, let your exit be by the gate in truth and honor. And may you be good, be safe, and most of all, be well. With that being said, I am Professor Melly Mel, your hood postman. Marlena Williams, you know this, Bob. What we going to do? Lock the door. Yes.
Cali Finders, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money, got a dollar sign, Hub City. I'm a street nigga, streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top, diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing, they see me shining. That's hard work, proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me, that's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking, and I don't talk about it, I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Reach for the low.
Lock the door, cause we gone.